Hey guys, welcome back to, I believe, episode 4 of Beyond the Sticks, which is a podcast by myself, Matt Tacker, where I get to really just have a chat directly to you and get some more content out in between my main YouTube videos. And I must admit, my main YouTube videos have been particularly slow this year because of a whole bunch of chaos that's going on in my life, which I will touch on later on. So the format of this podcast is really what's going on in the workshop, what am I actually doing, if I'm actually doing anything at all, what's going on down the flying field, what I've flown recently, and also what I'm seeing out there on the web, out there in the industry related to the hobby of some interest. So, and I also try and do these in one take without messing up, just to make it easier to edit. So let's see if I can do that as well. So let's start off with what's going on in the workshop. So the Summit 3, if you're watching this on YouTube, because it is actually on YouTube as well as Spotify and the other typical podcast channels. But if you see this on video, you see to the right of me is actually my Summit 3, which is now completely covered. Well, almost completely covered. So this is a retro pattern model, which I used to fly when I was about 14 years old, so about 100 years ago. Managed to get hold of one about 2 years ago. Started restoring it on the channel, and there's a playlist which I'll link down below. Then parked it for a whole bunch of reasons. My buddy Steve helped me out a couple months ago, picked up the fuzz and sprayed it for me, and it looks absolutely amazing. And that meant that I had to get on with the model. And the next step was to cover the wings and the tail with traditional covering film, something I hadn't done for over 30 years. And I spoke about this in the last podcast. I think last time around I covered the horizontal stabilizer. I've now done the wings as well, which I think were probably a little bit easier than horizontal stab. Maybe because they're bigger, I don't know, or maybe I've just got used to it a bit more now, and obviously it wasn't the first thing I've done, but just using the sock on the iron to initially get there on there, making sure the covering's tight as you iron it on, kind of worked. So I'm partway through filming at the moment. The wings and the stab still need the trim applying to them, so the colour, and that's kind of where I've paused because I need to make some templates out of cardboard, which I think is the best way to go about it, and then use those templates to cut the film to the right shape and then iron the film on top of the other film on a really low heat. So thanks to those of you that have reached out on the back of the last podcast and give me some tips as to what to do next. So it's been a long time, over 30 years since I've covered a model, and I just want to get this one right because it means quite a lot to me. So yeah, that's going pretty well at the moment. I need to get back in here. I haven't been back in here because work, I set up my own business recently and back in March, has been going really busy, and I'm just kind of focusing on that and trying to get some money back in the bank. Because I haven't worked since December last year, just so I can pay the bills and so on and so forth and live. So really making the money out there in the business while I can, because it's probably going to be quiet over December and January. But in amongst the downtime, I am back in the workshop. Other stuff in the workshop news, I have recently sourced a GP76, which is going to be part of my winter project. So I will be I am getting a plane from Model Shops Leeds. They've kindly sponsored this. They're providing a plane, haven't announced what that plane is yet. I already got a bunch of MKS servos from MKS, and now I've got a GP76 from Aerobatax. So from Clive and Mandy there, thank you very much guys for hooking me up with that engine. I can't wait to get this together. So now pretty much have all the components, just waiting for the airframe to arrive sometime in the next couple of months, and that'll be put together for winter. And that's going to hopefully help me get into more 3D style aerobatics, because I've been using my little 67-inch extra 260 from Extreme Flight and just kind of playing around. I think there's a video on my YouTube channel of me trying to learn how to do a Harrier, doing some other bits and pieces, and just kind of get addicted to it. It's just something a bit different, and it's pushing me a little bit, which is what I like. I like to be pushed for the hobby, trying to learn something different, and I'm enjoying it. So now stepping it up, GP76, give that a go. That's going to be my model for next year. So I will be filming that once it arrives. That'll be one of the many projects that's going on in the workshop. But it's not arrived yet, but at least the engine's there. So thanks again to Aerobatax, and the link will be down below to their website as well. Other stuff in the workshop, there's been no movement on anything else. Yes, I still have the Jet, the incredible Lancia from FTL, which is to my left. I have the Flex Mamba that needs finishing off as well. I have my Krill Ultimate I need to get back out. That model is finished, but I had an issue with the GP123. I think I know what that is now, so I need to get that out so that'll be ready for next season. And I'm going to fly my big Krill Extra 330, which is a 3-meter model with the DA200 in it, next year as well. I'm like, do you know what? There's no good having them as hangar queens. They've got to go out. But talking about the hangar and the workshop, one of my challenges is when I do the filming and I do the builds and videos like this, I don't have a lot of space. So I've managed to find some more space. So all my models are moving out of the workshop, and that's going to allow me to actually have somewhere else where I can set the models up for a bit of filming, but also have more space in the workshop for building and doing stuff. So I'll be working through that at some point over the next couple of months. I may film it just out of interest. I may not film it. I don't know yet. I mean, if you want to see what I'm doing in the workshop, put a comment down below and then I'll film it and turn it into a video. When I initially set up my workshop, I did film it, I think about 3 or 4 years ago. I'm not too sure at the moment how that's going to work, but we'll see. So plenty to do going on in the workshop. I'm going on a little bit, but really it's getting the summit to the stage where I can finish the video, which will be done as soon as the last bits are covering on. I'll stop that video there. I'll get that video out, so that probably will be the next main video on my YouTube channel. Just talking about the model and showing you what it looks like up close. And then the final video on that will actually just be kitting it out with the retracts, the servos, the power system, and probably the maiden flight as well in the one after that, which we're getting into winter now, which has gone into October. So it's October the 2nd today. This podcast will probably come out within a week or so. So the weather is definitely against us here in the UK. Dark evenings, dark mornings, and a lot of grey cloud. But we'll try and get it flown so I can get that whole series finished. And I'm going to reach out and try and get some covers made for it as well. Because one of the things I've noticed is that the wings and the horizontal stab are covered in balsa. And it's very, very easy to market, very easy. As a matter of fact, I was using the iron with the sock on the iron, and the sock had a bit of string coming off of it where you tighten it up. And I didn't realise that string got trapped between the iron and the covering. And I just moved forward with the iron very slowly, and that string was enough to dent the balsa. So I've got to be really careful with this. I don't want loads of dents over it, having just restored it. So that's about it with the workshop. So what's been going on down the field of dreams, which is my flying club. We've massively extended the runway, which I think is really, really cool. The runway is now about 220 meters. So it's a field, it's a grass strip, and it's about 40 meters deep. So we're renting more land off the farmer, and that gives me no excuse. I can fly the big planes down there now without worrying at all. We're down there, been prepping it. You know, it's going to take probably until next year, until the grass is all the same all over, but it looks really, really awesome down there. So really pleased with that. So that was a big project. So thank you to the guys of the club that helped out with that, in particular Doc. Cheers, Dave. Appreciate that. And I have done a little bit of flying. I have managed to get a little bit of flying in. Again, main go-to plane at the moment, just because it's easy to get going, only takes one battery, is my Extreme Flight Extra 260. Been throwing that thing around now. I've probably got close to 70 flights on it. Just getting really comfortable with it. Low Harriers, messing about, aerobatics, just playing about with it. Typically at about 9 flights each time I take that model out. So getting lots of experience with it. Flight time's probably about 5 minutes on power, electric setup. I was doing a negative snap, so I come down, what do? I come along on knife edge, done a half knife edge loop or 3/4 knife edge loop to put it back down on the 45. Halfway down that 45, threw in a negative snap, so down elevator, ailerons and rudder coming together in the middle, and the canopy went flying off of it. And this was like 2 minutes into the flight, or just off the first circuit. Come flying off it because I didn't secure it properly. Luckily, the canopy was not damaged. It just landed in the longer part of the grass in the field. And I landed the model without any problems, chucked the canopy back on, and it was straight on there. But maybe jump, probably lucky escape that, to be honest with you. Just probably rushing to get flying on that first flight. I didn't secure the canopy properly, but luckily got away with it. I'm really keen to get hold of the 88-inch version of the model. I'll probably say that every single podcast, just because it flies so well. And it's interesting now, I noticed today actually on Facebook that Model Shop Leeds, I've got a few Extreme Flight kits in stock, and in particular I've got the Bushmaster 88-inch, which I'm obviously a massive fan of as well, having had the 120-inch Bushmaster before. So keep an eye on them. So yeah, that was interesting. And then I was down there with one of the club members who brought one of my old planes. That was an OMP, which is again on the YouTube channel. OMP Edge, I think it was, 60-inch-ish, and that had the Hobby Eagle gyro in it. So I've done a bunch of videos on how to set up gyros and thoughts on gyros, and I know it's a bit controversial, people don't like gyros in planes, but I'm trying all sorts of things out. So this guy, Mark, bought that model off of me and been flying it, no problems whatsoever, getting used to it, doing some aerobatics, so on and so forth, getting on pretty well with it. Then all of a sudden we noticed when he was flying that it was kind of rolling the model to do a complete roll fast, but it was almost pausing when it was inverted, then carrying on, so it's like a hesitation roll, but he had the stick hard over. I said to him, better land there, there's something not quite right there. It looks like the servos on its way out or something. But long story short, well, it was absolutely fine on the ground when the model's sitting on the ground. But if you pick the model up and turn the model inverted, the aileron stopped working. And that's something I've just never seen before. Actually stopped working to the point where there was no power going into it. You could move the aileron up and down, but as soon as you moved it off inverted, back onto its side slowly, it got power back to it and it was locked in and worked properly. So what is going on with that? You know, we get these little gremlins, don't we, sometimes with our models? And it turned out it was a gyro. It was the gyro. I mean, everything was going through the gyro. Take the ailerons out of the gyro, plug them directly into the receiver, and they work absolutely fine. So it's either some weird gyro gremlin setup configuration issue thingy, or gyro's broken, which is a bit disappointing. I think those gyros are about £39. I think you can get them a little bit cheaper online, but you know, they're very, very popular. A lot of people have watched the video where I've set those up before, and I know a lot of people that use them, but that's the first time I've seen that issue. So I've not caught up with Mark yet to find out whether he just needs to put the newer firmware on there, or whether there's a weird configuration setting that he'd knocked or pressed or what have you. But I've just never seen that before. So a couple of interesting things down the flying field with the Hobby Eagle gyro there and my wandering canopy. So let's talk about what I've seen out in industry, so out on the web, what's going on out there. So I must admit, very recently, about a week and a bit ago, I had massive FOMO. So fear of missing out, massive FOMO, and that's because Jet Power was on. Jet Power in Germany, I was there last year, thoroughly enjoyed it. I was there with my buddy Andy, Aerosmithy RC on YouTube, and we did a bunch of videos together. We did a walkabout in the tent, which has been very, very popular, a bunch of filming around the flights. We interviewed a number of different people as well, including Ben Lawrence from FTL, which is where I first found FTL Innovations, and that's why I ended up purchasing the Lancer. And it was just great. You know, it was just a great event. It was good to be in a different country. I did a video as well about the costs of getting out on that event and my thoughts on it. But I didn't get to go this year. Sad Matt. Yeah, I've missed out most events this year. I think I've only attended one, I think. Not deliberately. I was down to do all of them. It's just because of a bunch of personal stuff that I've got going on at the moment, which I can't really talk about, but it's absolutely, utterly, completely horrendous. And it's consuming all my energy, my time, my motivation, and money, to be honest with you. But hopefully that'll be resolved before the end of the year to start off new season. So anyway, Jet Power, it looked absolutely amazing. All my buddies were out there, pilots some absolutely incredible aircraft. So if you've not seen anything from that, just go onto YouTube, type in Jet Power 2025. You won't see my stuff because I wasn't there, but you will see some incredible footage from Jet Power of some just amazing models flying about. Just while we're talking about events, I think last time round, did I mention this? I don't know, maybe I should have watched my own podcast back, but it's MAD, M-A-A-D, Model Aircraft Air Show Dubai 2026 has just been announced, which is end of January, beginning of February. Guys, check it out. There's a link down below to that. I'll make sure I put it on for you. This is another incredible event. You may think, oh, Dubai is a long way to go, but you know, treat yourself to a holiday and tie in the event with it. You know, a couple of days, it's a weekend event. Might be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If not, it's just Saturday, Sunday. I know I go out there for longer to help set up with all the filming and what have you. But again, incredible flying, incredible pilots, sponsored by people like CARF, people like FTL, people like Chase Servo, and they're going to make it bigger than last year's. Last year's was the first one, and it was great. Link down below to the video, the event video for that one, and I'll be out there. That's one that I'm hoping everything calms down by then, and I'm looking for sponsorship to go out there at the moment, but I will definitely be out there, and people are already reaching out to me to say, Matt, are you going to be there? I'd like to meet up. So let me know if you're going to go out to MAD. So I'll put the details down below, and yeah, just let me know basically. So the next thing I saw on the web, I don't even know if I should mention, to be honest with you, but I'm going to, because you know, if you put stuff on Facebook, I feel it's fair game. Yeah, if you post something on Facebook and write a comment on Facebook and it's open to the world, you know, it's on a public forum or somebody's page like my page, it's fair game. Anybody can read it. Anybody can read it that's following that page. So I was flicking through Facebook, I think a week or so ago, and there was a picture of a rubber band. So a pack of rubber bands, which you'll typically use for a free flight model, you know, you buy like a pack of 6, don't you, and you strap them over the wings or whatever it may be. And one of these bands had a hole in it. No, it had like a little tear in the middle, so it's obviously just faulty from the manufacturer. And it was on Model Shop Leads page, and it wasn't them that posted it, it was a customer of theirs that posted it, a picture of the band, and basically said, all I got was a 15p refund. And it kind of just made me pause for a minute and just sigh and shake my head. Look, there was X amount of bands in the packet, and it worked out that the price of one band was 15 pence. So Model Shop Leads have refunded the 15 pence for the band, and this customer decided to go onto there and post a picture and just basically have a bit of a rant that they only got a 15p refund. I mean, what do you expect? What do you expect? I mean, you got acknowledged, you got refunded, you probably got Model Shop Leads, you probably got an apology as well. First of all, point number one, it's not their fault. They don't make the rubber bands, they don't package them, make them, put them in there. It's not their product. They are reselling a product from one of their vendors, probably a vendor that they've used for many, many years. And they've resold this product and it's faulty. So they've apologised and they refunded the difference. Now you've probably returned the whole packet and they'll probably refund the whole packet. But what are you expecting? You know, you're expecting like a tenner for your troubles? And at the end of the day, guys, it's 15 pence. That's the equivalent price of that rubber band. It's 15p. I mean, life's too short. I mean, trust me, maybe I'm ranting because I've just got so much going on in my life at the moment, but life is just too short to bother to go onto Facebook and rant about 15p. It's just like, I feel like people on social media just love having a rant. But if you've got a problem, phone them up. Go and see them, visit the shop, and then talk about it. But so many people are just happy to go and rant online where it's not face-to-face with somebody about something that's just so trivial. I don't know, I guess it irritated me a little bit more than I'm letting on. Let's move on. My friends at FTL Innovations, I know something really interesting from them the other day on Facebook, is they're looking for team pilots. So FTL, I think, is a fairly new company in the world of jets. Ben will probably correct me if I'm wrong, 3-4 years maybe. They've been starting to completely design and manufacture and basically spray as well, these incredible jets. And they're appearing everywhere. They're appearing at the shows, they're getting more and more popular. I think I had the first one in the UK, but mine's still on the shelf. They're flying the UK, Hangar Dubai, my friends over there, Alam and the others are main importers, I believe, for FTL now over in Dubai, and they're just selling like hotcakes. These things are absolutely incredible. But the thing that I noticed on Facebook is they're looking for team pilots around the world. So they put a post out, and I think they're flooded with people interested. As part of the package, they announced you'd get a half-price jet and so on and so forth. Just go around shows and represent. So, two things: fair play to them to reaching out to the public and basically saying, we're looking for good pilots who want to come and support the brand and go to the shows and fly. Don't normally get that. It's normally like secret invites to be team pilots from what I've seen. So fair play to that. Well done to everybody that saw that and replied to it. I think they shut it down quite quickly afterwards. They've just been inundated with people and they're working through the list of what they have there. And also fair play for just going for it big. We want team pilots around the world. We want to be around the world. We want to be global and get out there. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see what's next from FTL with the team pilots who've been at shows and events. And I may know that they're working on a couple of projects I can't talk about, but watch that space. If you don't follow them online already, go to Facebook, type in FTL Innovations, and you will definitely find them and start keeping an eye on them, especially if you like your jets. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't think I have anything else for me. I mean, I'll try and keep these to about 15 minutes. I'm not sure how long this one is right now, because I've had a bit of a rant and a bit of a chat about what's going on. But I'm also, once I've changed the workshop round, I'm probably going to move these podcasts out of the workshop into a different location, which give me actually space where I can invite people to come in, either online remotely or come in actually visit me. I'm based in Hampshire near Petersfield. Come and visit me, come and have a chat about anything to do with the hobby, which other people may find interesting, anything to do with the hobby that you've learnt recently. or just want to share. So if you're up for doing that, please reach out to me, either by putting a comment down below or connect with me on Facebook, Matt Tacker RC, or drop an email, matt.tacker@gmail.com, and that's TAKHAR. And yes, I am happy to share my email address. I don't care if it gets spammed. I've had it for 100 years. So yeah, so guys, that's it from me. Hopefully you find these interesting. If not, then I won't see you next time. If you do, then I'll see you next time round. See you later.